Alright, so this next example is talking about a cone with a diameter of 8 inches and a slant height of 3 inches, and we want to know if we triple the slant height, would that have the same effect on the surface area as tripling the radius? So I drew a quick picture of that, and it told me the diameter was 8, and that means it goes all the way across. So we need to make sure that we cut that in half and use a radius of 4, and then I've got my slant height of 3. So the original formula would be here. You can pause the video once I get this so it's not like shaky. There we go. So the original would be pi r squared plus pi times the radius times the slant height. And then if we multiply the slant height by 3 or triple it, it would still be the same for the base. But then the slant height would be, so it would be a taller cone, okay? And then this is where we triple the radius, so it would be getting bigger this way by triple. So that would get bigger, and then therefore the partial circle that is like the lateral part, that would get bigger by triple also. So you could multiply this out, do like pi times 4 squared plus pi times 4 times 3, get your answer. And then here you would do the same thing. You would, this would be the same, and then this part you would just multiply by 3. And then you go back to the original, and now you would make sure that you multiply the radius first by 3 before you square it, and then we're multiplying it by 3 again here, okay? So even without doing the calculation, can you tell that it's not going to have the same effect? Like this is multiplied by 3 here, and it's squared, and you multiply it by 3 a second time. So this would be actually much bigger than just making it taller and tripling the slant height, okay? So what you want to do is actually do the problem and see how it's different. So I have that here just to quicken this up a little bit. So we've got those numbers put in here, and originally it would be 87.9, and then if you triple the slant height, it's 3 times bigger, so it would be 163.3 because right here you're tripling just the slant height here, and this would be much bigger. So if they would not have the same effect. Tripling the radius would increase the surface area more than tripling the slant height is all you need to say. You could say how many times more it would be, 9 times more there and then times 3. So, but you can just say that no, tripling the radius would have more of an effect. So that's what you can say for your homework on the worksheet. And I think it's in the lesson check also, okay? So, last thing is, how do you use the Pythagorean Theorem if they don't give you the slant height? So we have the upper part of an hourglass, and it's like an inverted cone. Inverted means flipped upside down. And it has these given dimensions. It tells you the radius, but it doesn't tell you the slant height. It tells you the height, like perpendicular to the base. And they want us just to find the lateral surface area. So if we're looking at the formula, there's the first part of the formula, which is pi times radius squared. We just don't use that because that's the base. So first we need to find the slant height using the Pythagorean Theorem, because that's a right triangle there, right here. This is the base, this is the height of a right triangle, and that will give us the slant height if we use the Pythagorean Theorem, okay? So I drew a picture. We need the slant height, so if you need to pause this and copy this, so I just drew the triangle off to the side, and we make the legs A and B. Those are the sides that touch the right angle, and then C is the slant height. So we've got 24 squared plus 10 squared equals C squared. Okay, so we'll use our calculator. We have to square it, and then add it. I don't know what 24 squared is by heart. Okay, 576. And then 10 squared is 100. So that would give me 676 equals c squared. And my last step to figure, this is not 676. Wow, that would be so long, that slant height. We need to do the square root at the end to figure out what the slant height is. So that would be 24. Oh, I forgot to add it. I was like, that does not make sense. Okay, now do the square root. That would be 26. Alright, so now we have our slant height, and now they're saying just find the lateral surface area. So lateral means side. So pi r squared is the base, and then pi r l is the lateral. That part's the lateral. So we're not doing the base part. Okay, so we do pi times the radius times the slant height, and that will give us the lateral surface area. The reason why I had to do this step is because they didn't give us the slant height. If they gave me the slant height, I don't have to do all this extra Pythagorean Theorem stuff. Okay, so that would be, last step would be to multiply those together. So we have 816.4 millimeters squared. Okay, that's just the lateral. Okay, so that's the lesson. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the lesson check. I'm sorry, the homework. So for your homework, it is a worksheet, and if she can't find the worksheet, I'm pretty sure I know where it is, but if the substitute can't find it on the table where I said at the beginning of class, in this video and on the subplans, then it's linked in the lesson here too, so you could do it from there. Okay, so the worksheet is, I want you to do 1 through 9 odds, so do the odds, and then that's it. Just do 1 through 9 odds, and then the lesson check. Okay, lesson check is 3 questions. Okay? So these ones are more challenging, like they're where they give you the slant height and a base perimeter. So you can try those ones, but I want you just to be able to do these ones. And if you're wanting to challenge yourself, try these ones, 10 through 13, but those ones are not required. Okay? So that is it. Hopefully this makes sense, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.